Good day, everybody. And today I took the second dose of vaccine about 4 days ago. And first day it was fine, and the second day I had body aches and pains and during the night, and I was worried and felt like I'm coming down with the flu. But the next day it was gone. Today is the fourth day. I'm feeling fine, and so I hope that's out of my way. It has become mandatory if you want to get back to work. It's required that if you take the vaccine second, both the first and second one. So, anyways, this is I'm just saying it not because anybody cares, but that's just uh, what happened, my experience in the last few days. All that is apart. Why am I doing this video footage now? Is just to share something with you, a common interest. I have in my other videos I've said, I've said you have to be very wary of scammers in the social media, in the internet or any other social media platforms, be it YouTube, internet, whatever. Just be careful, because it is very disheartening and disturbing and disconcerting to see the world. I thought the world was much better than this. I knew there are bad people in the world. There are dishonest people in the world. It seems like now the optics of internet, what it tells us is more than 60 to 70% of the world is dishonest, and they are out to get the other through using or devising dishonest, or uh, not just dishonest. I guess it's more than being dishonest. It's just, these are low lives trying to make a living out of trying to hoodwink others, trying to make a fast buck, right? It's one thing to sell something and inflate. Even in the law, they it's called puffery. If you're buying a soap, anybody who had a smatter of legal studies would know in law of contract. There is when you, for the invitation to contract, that is when you want to sell something, you can invite the world at large, but you can say something that won't be necessarily true. For instance, if you're buying a soap, some kind of washing material, like to wash your clothes, and the advertisement would say something like that: use this soap and your clothes would become would would how does that wording goes? Your clothes are going to look like Snow White. Can any soap make any white clothes look like Snow White? No, that's a total inflated statement, and uh, hyperbole, or exaggeration. But uh, but in law, it's called puffery. You know what puffery is. You overstate something just to sell something. That is law tolerates that. But just to totally go out and impersonate somebody and take their money, that's an outright swindle. That's what these scammers are doing, right? And I don't want to keep venting about the scammers, but see, they say the world population is 7.6 billion, of which more than half the world population, more than 3 billion, use the internet and some form of social media as well. More than 3 billion. And that's half the cross section of humanity, half the world population. In this half the in this in this segment of the world population, which is 50% of the world, more than 60% are scammers and swindlers and frauds, downright frauds. And sometimes they see there's a line you don't cross when you do business. You can advertise, but you don't swindle people. You don't defraud people by misstating the facts. That said, I'm sad to say most of these scammers, more than, I don't know, majority of them are from India, and a small percentage are from Nigeria too. I'm not a racist. I'm not a fascist. And I'm not a narcissist to come out and talk about it all the time here on YouTube. This is a way of spreading the awareness. You can go, there are a lot of good people, like there's a gentleman by the name Jim Browning. He is, look him up, he goes after the scammers and he hoodwinks the, in his, he knows so much about computers, he makes the scammers look like fools, right? And so he gets into the scammers' files. Good website to look at, and there are so many other people who are in the United States and I'm sure the other parts of the world too. I've just seen so many videos for entertainment. Each video footage is like 45 minutes, 1 hour. So when I'm bored, it's very entertaining. The reason being, these Americans, they have very good acting skills and good computer skills. They can mimic their voice and pretend like elderly people, and there are guys who can pretend mimic the voice of an elderly woman, and there's a young woman who can do, she's really good, and she can do the voice of an elderly grandma, but she knows, and she'll play dumb, or these guys will play dumb, and the computer scammers from India will try to get into their computers, and finally these guys will delete their files. It's very interesting. That's happening. I don't know how to do it, right? If I knew, I would demolish all the scammers if I can from planet Earth, right? Because these are low lives. I'm sad to say, I'm sad to realize, it's very disconcerting and disturbing to know majority of them are coming from India, right? And Silicon Valley, 65% is the employees are said to be from India, because Indians have really earned a name in the computer field. I'm talking about the software skills in terms of programming and computer software skills and so on. So the hardware skills, the Russians are said to be dominating. So that's that, and so Silicon Valley is said to be employed by 65% of them are Indians, and the Silicon Valley Google CEO himself is an East Indian Tamil man, Sundar Pichai. All this, of course, Google is now taken over by another company. Offhand, I don't remember the name, but regardless, all this goes to the credit of Indians. All that apart, that's the good side. It speaks for the good Indians. Skillful, hardworking, decent Indians. But the other side, the dark side of India, they are skilled, but they are real low lives. They have no scruples whatsoever. These are Indians. Okay, I will say it loud and clear. No intention whatsoever at stereotyping any race, nationality, or anything like that. I'm beyond that. I consider, like I often say, I like to consider myself an independent spectator of world events, and just time to time I try to give my 2 cents worth Whether you want to take it or not, that's up to you. Just to get it out of my chest, because I'm bored myself. And I mean, hiccups, 1 second. So, oh, what a time to have hiccups. So that's Indians, Indian scammers. Be wary of them, right? That said, one more thing happened. I used to, as you know, I live in Canada, and the part of the city I live in, we have something, the energy company, you know, electricity, water, lighting, heating, all that is provided by a company called Enercare, and they also go by the name, let me look it up. They are also known as spelled Metergy, Metergy, but I only call them Enercare, Metergy Solutions, whatever. About 3 years ago, I lived in a place where I was paying the energy bills, or all the utility bills. So I always overpay because I don't want to fall behind. That said, if there is a couple of days late, or if I forget a week or two, sometimes I forget, get carried away, this money is sitting in credit, it will take care of it, and then I remember, I go pay. Right, and so that's my habit, and that way I'm taken care of. Otherwise, even if a few days late, they would report you to the credit bureau, and that's a blemish on your credit. You don't want that. So anyways, there was when I moved out of that place, and this company gave me a refund, and they called me and verified my ID, my new address, everything. They sent a check, all good. Guess what? These scammers who scam me about around that time with a computer, usually impersonating Microsoft, and I was taken by them. You know, I didn't know better. I trusted them, and I think they charged $137 or whatever for, and they wanted to hack my computer. But I did one, no matter how dull-witted I am, something, a little iota of the smidgen of intelligence in me alerted me that I should not leave my information with them. So I called the credit card company. As soon as I told them, as soon as this payment goes, cancel my credit card, send me a new one. So they didn't have my credit card information as well. They reprogrammed my computer. They said it's a virus, and they urged me to change the password. They guided me. I changed the password, and of course they are online. They could, I know they knew. So immediately after, within few hours, I also changed the password on my own, both passwords. So that way I'm blocking them getting into my computer anymore, and they didn't have my credit card information, because after the payment, credit card, a new credit card, the old credit card was no longer valid. But these guys now coming back, first they came back and said we have a refund. I said basically I said thank you for your refund, but that's a donation for you guys. They got annoyed and started getting nasty. I said thank you, I don't need to listen to this. Hung up on them. Now it's gone by, I don't know how long, but several months. Again, these low lives are coming back. They probably seen on the old records, they must have had a snapshot view or whatever, that Enercare or Metergy Solutions has given me a refund, a genuine refund. They are sending me an email just like this company saying that there's an overpayment, they want to give me a credit, and please go down, and they're trying to get my personal information. I'll show it to you in a second. Give me one moment. Now that's my email that I received from these low-life frauds. Again, I will stress it again loud and clear. I don't care if you think I'm a racist or whatever is. Because my roots, 3 generations, some 200 years ago, goes back to India too, but I have never been to India. But these are the low lives in India. The majority of them are like that. Sad to say that. Here it is. The email, if you see, it says your Metergy Solution account, whatever number, has a credit on it. We are in the process of preparing, and your refund check will be mailed out to you. But we need your forwarding address. We don't have it in our system. Yeah, you don't need to have my system. Thank God. You don't need to have my address. And so that's, please provide the forwarding address and all that. Yeah, you're right. I will definitely forward you low lives. And and then see if they're providing, they have forged the logo and everything, the company logo, and they're providing a 1866 number. This is the fraud, the scammers number, the frauds from India, pretending like they are living here. And so instead of calling the frauds number, I just went and I looked up the website, Metergy Solutions. They had a 1855 number. I called them. I gave my phone number, account number, and they pulled up my account. They said this is closed, and I said, look up this number. They're saying I got an email from you. It looks like it's coming from you. Do you know this account number? They said that doesn't exist. So I confirmed these are frauds. So this is